Happy Moundville Monday, everyone. As virtual festival approaches, we're going to take a trip down memory lane with both past and present festival participants. They got a chance to sit down with the beloved Betsy Irwin, the past festival director, to discuss their experience of the Moundville Native American Festival. Let's take a look.
So tell us a little bit about how you ended up at the festival and how long you've been here.
I was here at the very beginning, but I came with a friend, Richard Redhawk, and set up helping him, but I was doing sand casting, demonstrating how we did jewelry the old way, melting copper and silver and pouring it in sand casts I drew. John Hall was here then, and John was watching me doing the work, and he said, could you do some of the Moundville pieces? And I did a couple, did the skull, I just used my fingers and traced it out in the sand and poured a little copper in it. And I think it's here somewhere still, because that was 30 years ago. And gifted some of the pieces I did out there to the museum here. And then the next year I came as me, Billy Whitefox, minus Richard Redhawk, and set up on my own, demonstrating jewelry making and then native flute playing, and started performing.
The first time that you came into Moundville and you saw the monuments that, you know, these mounds that your ancestors left behind, what kind of impression did it make on you?
Awness, if I can put it that way. Couldn't wait to get out and just be among the mounds to myself. Did prayer, and my flute, I had to get up on the temple mound and play flute at night and watch the stars and look at heaven and say thank you for allowing me to be here. And I listened to the sounds and felt like I was listening to my ancestors talking and singing. We always believe that they can be with us within an instant. We call them when we stomp dance, that we ask our ancestors to come from heaven and dance with us one more time. And that's what life is. We don't end here. And then we come back and continue teaching.
Tell us how you came to learn about flutes and flute making a little bit.
Being Creek, we used river cane. And I had an uncle, White Eagle, Clyde White Eagle, was teaching me that you don't play cedar flutes, even though I had a good friend started teaching me to play a flute. He took it from me. And that was from the grandson of Quanah Parker. He was elderly when he came to my home reservation in Florida. And when your son turns 13, you can escort him for their first tribal dance. And Tick, or Quanah Parker Jr., he went by the name of Tick. His son Tracy, he couldn't take him in because his legs were bad. And he asked if I would be willing to take him in, because I was teaching the men's traditional dance on our grounds then. If I would take him in and for his first going into our circle, and I did. So I took him like an uncle then, and he stayed with me. So he gifted me a cedar flute that he made, and the song he played was written by a grandmother, Cynthia Parker. And that just got me, because even though she was captured from them and carried back, she wanted to go back and be with the people. She loved them, you know, and wrote a love song for her husband, and that tells you where her heart was. So that was a big honor. So I kept the flute, but I asked my uncle, I said, well, if you want me to play a Creek flute, then you have to teach me. And so that was my way of getting him to teach me to make flutes.
Do you think that the park and the festival have had an impact on your life, and if so, how?
It has. It's coming home. Every time I come back, I'm visiting family, and we are family. Shoot, we've been here so long, you know, been to your place and everything. Back when we had the chuck wagon and the coffee, you know, and we would get together at night after everything's over, and we're still celebrating. Good times. Missed the chuck wagon where we could get, but there'll be more stuff later. And we still get together. But no, I keep learning. We never stop learning. Every time I come out on the grounds, I'm home and I walk and look. where my ancestors walked out here. Think of the songs, and at night you feel like you hear them singing. You hear the prayers. You hear kids' laughter. When you hear these kids out here when we're doing this, we're going back in time, because that's what it was out here. Love, happiness, and laughter of children.
Thank you for watching, and as always, like and subscribe. For more information about Virtual Festival, please go here.